Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Player Zone YouTube channel and welcome to our game recap, the final game recap for Euro 2024, recapping Spain's massive win last night, 2-1 over England to secure Euro 2024 and bring another European Championship home. They're now the 4-time holders of the tournament and now go ahead of Germany, who have won it 3 times. So congratulations to Spain, a fantastic tournament. We'll get into the tournament as a whole, I guess, towards the end of this recap here, but it was a really exciting game, to be honest. It started a little bit slow in the first half, both teams filling each other out. But in terms of how finals go, it was quite entertaining from start to finish. Chances are plenty come the second half. A bit of drama there with England coming back, and then Spain fighting through to get the victory. And all in all, in terms of a neutral sitting there, really enjoying to watch that game. And obviously, thank you for all those who joined to watch us on the live stream. It was fantastic. And all in all, the game was really fantastic. So jumping now into the play-by-play recap. The first half, we didn't have much to talk about. The first 2 to 3 minutes, there was a good tempo to the game, a bit of back and forth with it, but from there, it sort of died off. England would come to sit in their shape. Spain were trying to play through the lines, but it was made really difficult, and it became that sort of midfield scrap, which I talked about. You know, both sides have a very good midfield quality on the ball and off the ball, and that's sort of saw each other cancel each other out. Spain looked probably the best in terms of getting to the wide areas, getting the flanks, trying to get in behind in terms of running at defenders. Nico Williams had the first real chance of the game, the 12th minute, isolating John Stones, trying to skip past him, but he went a corner from that. That 12th minute was sort of replicated later on, the 34th minute, with Lamine Yamal winning a corner off Luke Shaw. That corner was taken and Leonard Mann went close from the header, but missed that headed chance. And outside of that, it was really quiet for Spain. They didn't quite have that same pace and precision and zing almost in their play. There was lacking that real spark to their game, which we've been so used to. And I said it last night on the live stream with the post-match. I just feel like maybe England had countered them really well. We obviously saw how Spain had started the tournament so well and had been so good throughout the whole tournament. I thought maybe their legs had started to go. Maybe the magic from this side had started to just evaporate a little bit. But that wasn't to be. England was doing a good job initially in the first half. To finish off the first half as well, some few big chances. Harry Kane had a shot on the stroke of the 45th minute, which was smartly blocked by Rodri. And basically minutes later, Phil Foden snuck in at the back post and got a snapshot on goal, which was quite easily saved by Unai Simon. And both sides on the first half only had the one shot on target and forced the one save from each keeper, which were really both quite easy. So first half nullified, a first half of conservative football, a first half just eyeing each other out and feeling each other out really and seeing where the game would be won and lost. You saw the ability for the Spanish to get into wide areas. Didn't happen often, but they were able to get it out there and get one-on-ones and isolate their wingers with the English players, and that was a positive sign and a sign that would be taken over the second half to great effect. But I think going to half-time, England would have been the happy of the two sides, that they're happy where they started their game, happy how they were progressing in terms of they were getting to go forward more and more as a half came to an end. Luke Shaw was massive for them. The midfield, they weren't losing the battle in the midfield. Kobbie Mainoo and Declan Rice weren't fantastic in the game as a whole, but the first half they sort of matched and at times bettered the Spanish midfield, which was a positive. And the real big thing was Rodri wasn't having the biggest impact in the game. It was probably more Fabian Ruiz in midfield who was dictating the pace of the game. So for England, that was a tick. And coming out of half-time, the big news was Rodri was being substituted from an injury, and on came Zubimendi. So it was another tick in England's door. But another real plot twist and turn was it probably bettered Spain. They had a bit more pace in their game. They looked much more versatile midfield, and the three of them, Dani Olmo, Fabian Ruiz and Zubimendi, were sort of rotating as a three and being quite mobile and quite dangerous on the ball. And Zubimendi as the deepest sitter, I came to the tournament thinking he'd play alongside Rodri Mendy. I didn't think Fabian Ruiz would get the start, but he added that real grit and grind in midfield and really got the pace inserted into Spain's game. You saw that instantly from the start, from the kickoff. England hadn't touched the ball. The ball was out to Lamine Yamal after a fantastic Carvajal flick from the outside of the boot. He would then wander inside, open up space, and play a great ball across the edge of the box, rolling the ball towards his partner in crime, Nico Williams, at the back post. Fantastic shot, low and hard into the corner, using his right foot past Pickford, and it'll be 1-0 in the 47th minute. As I said, basically straight out of half-time, England hadn't touched the ball yet, and they went end to end with a fantastic build-up. And it was the first time we've seen Spain string together a few passes, play with pace, play with intensity. And every time it felt like Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams could get a bit of space, like we saw in the first half, they were going to cause England some problems. They had dodged a bullet in many regards in the first half with some great blocks, some great defending by Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kyle Walker and the like. But the first play to start the second half, Lamine Yamal driving to space is set up by a great flick by Carvajal, and then he got his head up And I said throughout the whole tournament, he's a young player with an experienced type, intelligence and IQ in the football. He saw that pass, cut inside like he always does, covering off the shot and opened up the pass and the avenue to square the ball across to Nico Williams. And then the composure of the kid to take that touch and then bury it low and hard into the corner. Pickford had no chance. Fantastic. And it just showed once again the young stars doing what they do best this tournament and carrying Spain on their back. So a fantastic start to the second half of Spain and getting a deserved goal because they'd played the better football up to that point in time. There was a chance to double the lead the 49th minute. Dani Olmo was found by Nico Williams. Fantastic first touch to get away from the defender. The second touch, however, which was the shot, was not as good. And his left-footed shot was pulled wide of the goal. And at that point in time, the live stream, we were all saying, was that a big chance miss for Dani Olmo and a big chance miss for Spain? Because going 2 up against England, most likely win the game. They don't come from 2 goals down. We haven't seen that so far in this tournament. Their team that struggled for goals. Their team that struggled for creativity. Their team that hadn't done much in that game up to that point, hadn't created enough. And you think at all the players for the ball to 40, you want it to fall to Dani Olmo in the form he's been in, some of his clinical finishes, some of his goals in front of goal. And his decision-making and his finishing has been fabulous. And it was just one of the rare misses we've seen from him so far in this tournament. So another bullet dodge there for England in the 49th minute. The 55th minute, Alvaro Morata had a chance. He dinked over the keeper. Stones just got rid. Rather be safe than be sorry. But in the second phase of the play, the ball fell out to Nico Williams from outside the box. He lashed his shot just wide of the goal. And once again, Spain continued to build that pressure, get better and better, and up to the hour mark, they were probably the best team by a long way. But after that point in time, they started to sit back a little bit deeper and look to absorb a bit more pressure. That's where England grew into the game. Harry Kane comes off. On comes Ollie Watkins. Big changes coming up around the 70-minute mark as well. But England started to get back in control of the game. Bellingham produced a fantastic piece of individual brilliance, spinning and turning his defender, seeing 2 Spanish defenders running into each other and blasting a powerful effort just wide of the goal face. But that was the first real sign we saw of England going forward with intensity, with quality, and with ability to get at the Spanish side. They're at that point where sideways, pop shots blocked, slow build-up, very symbolic of what England been throughout the tournament. And that build-up there was the first time we'd seen any real spark in the final third, any real danger. And the first time someone in the England team had skipped past a defender, where it was Bellingham making that turn and turning his defender, getting a bit of space. And in the end, I think he would have wished he'd take his time a bit more of the ball and try and place the ball rather than just lash it with power, because if he had a little bit more accuracy, I think it goes past Unai Simon. It was going through bodies. It could have been a chance to draw level. Chances we're building though, counter-attack chances. Great interplay between Morata and Olmo combined to find Lamine Yamal on the counter-attack. Pickford forced to make a save in the 66th minute, but then the big chance came. Palmer came on the 70th minute. He made an instant impact after Cucurella committed himself forward, left Bukayo Saka with a lot of green grass to run into. He ran in behind, rolled that ball in towards Jude Bellingham. Great hold-up play, one-time touch pass out to Cole Palmer on the edge of the area, left-footed shot, placed it with perfection, almost passed it into the bottom left-hand corner to make the game 1-1 in the 73rd minute, coming on with an instant impact, Cole Palmer, and to level the game up. It just felt like England would have that momentum, right? England done this so many times to knockout stages in this tournament. They found ways to win games and they weren't meant to. And I feel like that goal there, the tide had changed. England were going at them. The next sort of few minutes, it was all England. They were on the front foot. They were dangerous. And they were really trying to wear away at the Spanish side. However, they then all of a sudden reverted to become a little bit more defensive. And it was quite a strange change that all of a sudden they went from dominating the game, dominating chances, sitting back in. And it allowed Spain to sort of wear away and wear down and absorb all that pressure that England had and get momentum back in their favour. A great little piece of interplay found Yamal was Olmo and Williams in tight areas, eventually finding 17-year-old Lamine Yamal. Another left-footed curling effort. However, this one was much closer to Jordan Pickford, and he was able to make a save towards the 75th minute. Then the winner came. It was Mikel Oyarzabal who sprung off the bench to replace Alvaro Morata towards the 70-minute mark. Marc Cucurella made up for his mistake, bombing down the left-hand side there. Dani Olmo spreading the ball out to the left-hand flank. And it was Cucurella to put a great ball in across the 6-yard box. Mikel Oyarzabal reaches out with his right foot, a pivotal touch to get the ball past Pickford. And it would be that goal late in the game, towards the end of the 90, that would give Spain the 2-1 lead and would be the pivotal kick. However, England had the chance to really strike back instantly. Ollie Watkins from kickoff had the ball rolled into him by Jude Bellingham. His turn wasn't good enough. He lost control of the ball. But then the biggest chance came in the 90th minute from a corner. The ball was whipped in. Declan Rice, a fantastic connection. Unai Simon getting across with a fantastic save. Second header for Mark Gay, cleaned up the line by Dani Olmo. And then Declan Rice with a third headed chance, headed over the crossbar. And then that would be that. Spain would hold on. Fantastic game management after that goal went in the back of the net. And they'd run out winners 2-1 to secure 7 wins out of 7 games at this tournament. The first time any team has done that at a European Championships. They go and beat England. They deserve a team to win it. I think the commentator said it. Every pundit said it. England didn't do enough on the day. England weren't the best team at the tournament. And quite rightly, Spain deserved the win and got the win. Relying on their youngsters yet again. Nico Williams a goal. Lamine Yamal an assist. Cucurella did a fantastic performance with an assist. And Mikel Oyarzabal coming off the bench to make the difference. They've been fantastic this tournament. I'll get into the whole storyline just after getting my 3 key players. Starting off with the game changer, Mikel Oyarzabal, 7.5 match rating, only 22 minutes, 8 touches. But most importantly, that touch which found the back of the net was his goal, the game-winning goal. A big moment for a player that has been habitually coming off the bench, but hasn't really been a pivotal part of the side. One of the older figures, one of the figures probably getting phased out coming the 2026 World Cup in America, but a really important moment from a player that's been consistent, and a player, if you just take it and extrapolate it, has been a really consistent player in La Liga and probably deserves a moment like this because of all the hard work he's put in over the years for Sociedad. A real trooper, someone who played out the left for a lot, now playing down the middle in his older years, but someone that's always good for a goal or for assist or a magic moment. He's really, really special with the ball at his feet. And that run there to get ahead of the centre half, to get in the end of a really, really high quality, but really ball that came with a lot of venom. Like, it's very hard to get on the end of that and then direct it on goal and keep it on target. Fantastic finish for Mikel Oyarzabal, and showing why De La Fuente trusts him to bring him off the bench and make an impact in that game there, and what an impact he made coming off the bench to win it. Because you've seen Mikel Moreno win it against Germany. We've seen Oyarzabal win it in the final. Dani Olmo coming off the bench to great effect early in the tournament as well. There's so many great stories with this side, and the bench has done just as good a job as the starters have done as well. I think it's a really underrated talking point for this tournament. The depth that Spain have got. Mikel Moreno comes and wins it. Oyarzabal wins a game as well. Ferran Torres, a starter for Barcelona throughout most of the season as well. You've got Nacho, a Champions League captain, win on the bench as well. David Raya, number 1 keeper for Arsenal, the second best in the Premier League, on the bench as well. So there's quality over the park. Even Zubimendi, someone who came and did a fantastic job second half, replacing Rodri, who obviously goes down as the player of the tournament, was fantastic throughout. Someone I thought he would have started alongside Rodri in this tournament, but you got Fabian Ruiz, he did fantastic well. You got Dani Olmo, who was initially a sub that came in for Pedri after his injury and performed fabulous at number 10. So their depth is dangerous in the squad. That's why I said in my post-match, there's no reason why they don't go in now to the next World Cup as favourites, because everyone thought this might have been the tournament before Spain get to their best. 17-year-old Lamine Yamal, 21-year-old Nico Williams, young players throughout the park. Dani Olmo, not a real tried and tested big tournament Spanish player, despite the performance he put in at Euro 2020. There was few just missing pieces. Lenormand, we never think he'd perform the performance that he did in this tournament. You got Marco Correa's been hit and miss so far this season. No Alex Balde. So there's a lot of question marks around this squad, yet they produce and they sped up their progress and what we thought of them really, really well. And they're missing Gavi, Pedri in that midfield alongside Rodri. Imagine those two alongside Rodri in the next tournament. That's going to be dangerous. Alex Balde at left back as well. The youth is there, the future's there, and it's going to be really, really dangerous to see because there's so much depth in this squad right now. The second key player, of course, it had to be Lamine Yamal. The day after his birthday, winning the European Championship. What an occasion to do it. The 7.5 match rating gets that fantastic assist to his partner in crime, Nico Williams, to start the second half. 48 touches of the ball, got in the ball a fair bit. 3 key passes, 2 big chances created. He was massive last night. Got a few shots on himself, 2 or 3 shots. One probably could have found the back of the net. One straight at Pickford, and was constantly involved in the game. And as I said, in the first half, there wasn't much to talk about, but the talking points were Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams getting at Luke Shaw and Trippier and Saka, and Walker and Saka. They were the real sparks in the first half, and a spark that really ignited the Spanish team in the second half, because it was those that linked up to score that first goal. It was those two that continued to run in behind, continue to play the right pass, hold the ball up when they needed to, stretch that England backline, and it would need something really, really special to be that England backline. They've been fantastic throughout their tournament. That has been their strongest part of the pitch. And it did take that. It was a great flick from Carvajal, but then the fantastic IQ of Lamine Yamal to cut inside, all the defenders around close him down because they expect that left-footed shot. He then sprays the ball out to the far side where Nico Williams got all the time to take a touch and then drew the ball in the bottom corner. That's just intelligence. That's just footballing know-how. That's also that sort of telepathic link the two have got as well. It was just really well worked. Continued to stretch the back line. Could have scored a goal on his own in that game there. He was really, really good. I think one of his strongest games, without being, I guess, the stats-wise, one of the best games. I think just performance-wise, one of his strongest and on the biggest stage of all as well. So really, really impressive from the 17-year-old. And then obviously the man of the match was Nico Williams. 7.9 match rating, 1 goal, 63 touches, 90% pass accuracy, 3 key passes, 2 big chances created. He and Lamine Yamal just caused havoc throughout this tournament, and it was no different here in the final. I said coming to the final, he would be a key player to keep an eye on from. Had a few, I guess we can say subpar games because the expectation he set at the start of the tournament with the group stages. I think he really struggled in the semi-final, wasn't at his best and in the quarterfinals either, but came to life here in the final, stretching the back line. In the first half, was one of the few players to actually get at defenders. It was the avenue was going down Nico Williams' left-hand flank there. That's where Spain went more often than not. They used him, they picked him out. It was fantastic with the ball at his feet. The 90% pass accuracy, made the 3 key passes as well. So it wasn't just creating for himself, he was creating for others as well. And obviously created the 2 big chances on top of that as well. Finished his own chance with a fantastic finish to get past Jordan Pickford. And again, underratedly, straight after half-time when you can be a bit slow and sluggish, got that first touch under control, blasted into the bottom corner, and deserved all the props. I think he's been really, really fantastic in this tournament. The stats will show it. Obviously it's all going to be talked about Lamine Yamal because of these, the age and the glow up and the whole Barca Messi links and like. But we can't forget what Nico Williams has done this season. Wins the European Championships, wins the Spanish Cup with his club side as well, alongside his brother, been fantastic in the league this season. Again, the stats don't really show it, but he's a great facilitator. He's a player that runs in behind and looks to feed others. I said a lot coming into the tournament. He has got goals in his game, like we've seen last night, but most importantly, he sets up for other people. His key passes, his passes progressively and creation into the final third, into the big chance created, are through the roof. And for someone of his age, and so impressive what he does on the ball, and equally off the ball into the defensively covering spaces, working hard back the other way. I think what De La Fuente has done is just instilled confidence in these 2 young kids and let them play their football. And as such, you've seen this tournament how great they've been. He's just let them go, play free. Like still how Carlo Ancelotti does with Real Madrid. Let the players play. Let them go and show what they're all about. And because these players are so intelligent and smart and beyond their years in terms of their maturity, they make the right decisions. They don't just hog the ball or just run down the bar line or don't get their head up and look and have their head on the swivel to make the pass. They help each other out, they help themselves, and they make this team flourish at a different level. There's not many wingers in the world in terms of a combination that will be better in this. I challenge anyone to try and beat it because right now they're young, they are smart on the football, they're talented in terms of their skill and trickery. They've got a pass in their game. They track back enough defensively. They can work to players around and make themselves and others around them better. It's really an unstoppable combination. So if Barcelona find a way to get Nico Williams across, watch out. Because obviously Real Madrid are the superpower. Barcelona have got their own superpowers with those 2 up top as the wide players. With that being said, just to wrap up the game as a whole, I guess I said, Spain deserved it. They've been fantastic. 7 from 7. Have not seen a drop off at all. Maybe second half versus France. First half here versus England. They're probably their worst 2 halves of the tournament. That says a lot because they're still really competitive. They kept in games. They managed games well. And as I said, throughout the tournament, they've played in so many different ways. They've gotten rid of the tiki-taka consistently. They've still got that part of their game, but they've got that workman-like defensive, counter-attacking style of football. They can play on the break. They use the flanks. They're not afraid to cross the ball. They play the half spaces really, really well. They attack with width. And there's so many ways, it's like a Swiss Army knife, so many ways they go about scoring goals. It's so hard to stop them. I think England struggled with that. They defended really, really well in England last night. All praise them. Gareth Southgate set the team up to defend really well. They did have those chances in the second half. But the problem was, and we've seen it throughout the whole tournament, it started that first game versus Italy, versus Croatia. It is so hard to get out versus the Spanish side because they press so well as a unit, they defend so well as a unit. But then when they play with their freedom and they play with the pace and intensity in the final third, and that one-touch passing and the ability to go into wide space and the ability to play half spaces, wingers that want to cut inside, they can also go to the bar line. It's unstoppable. There's so many different ways they can go about scoring goals and getting at teams that it's just overwhelming. And I think England, probably the best out of any team so far in this tournament in terms of managing on a big stage to keep Spain quiet for the first 45 minutes, to limit the pace in the game, limit the incision and precision in the final third. That was all props to England. But the second half came around and they were ready to explode. They got the halftime team talk. They came out ready to go and they made the impact instantly. So Spain, for me, easy the best teams out of the tournament. Probably now the favourites going to the next World Cup because you know, see what Argentina did with the Copa America. But a few names will be missing now. Messi is getting on a bit. Do they have that same quality in the final third to go and match a team like Spain? I think Spain's togetherness as well. It's been a big theme this tournament. Teams that defend and press together and attack together do much better. And Spain, from game one, seemed to be a real coherent unit. They attacked together, they defended together. They were understood each other's strengths and weaknesses and worked to that. And they did a fantastic job out throughout the tournament. And are definitely deserving of lifting that trophy there. As I said, it's now 4 European championships. Now make them the greatest winning side in European Championship history, going ahead of Germany on 3. And De La Fuente now, where to from here? How does he continue with this side? Does he get a job in one of the big 5 legs? Because what he's shown is he can manage the side on a very high level. Wins the championships with the 19s and 21s, and now comes to the first team and does it here in the first team. So he's a very decorated manager now. He's shown on the big stage he can get the best out of really key players and make a team play as a unit. So it's really, really exciting to see what the future holds for them. All exciting to all in all. Thank you, as again, for all those who joined me in my solo live streams, in the live stream last night with all the boys who've watched these recaps, who've watched the prediction videos. It's much, much appreciated. I thank you for all the support throughout the tournament. It has been thriving here in the channel, and it's all down to you guys and your support and your love you're showing on these videos. Much appreciated. With that being said, guys, if you enjoy the video, smash a like on it, subscribe to the Players Zone channel, and press that post notification bell so you know we upload more videos and podcasts here in the channel. Time to take a breath, time to take a rest. Enjoy the break away from football. Obviously, pre-season games getting started soon, so enjoy that as well. And I can't wait to see you guys very soon. Until next time, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on a video very, very soon. See you next time, guys. See you later.